Hi, today we're here with Charline Johnson. She's a visionary for SORA Ministries. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm really awesome, excited right now.
I'm just so glad to speak with you. I've heard a lot about SORA Ministries. Okay, my first question is, you're the visionary of SORA Ministries. What does that mean?
The visionary is the person that actually sees what God was trying to show you, what the ministry is supposed to do, what God wants to go forth with. And what that means in layman's term is God gave me the vision of what ministry SORA should project, which is spiritual outreach and restoring acts.
Okay, can you tell me what outreach means to you exactly?
Outreach means to me, I actually have a completely different precept of what outreach is. And the reason that is because I asked God, I was like, well, God, what does outreach mean to you? You know, everybody labels outreach is this, outreach is that, but I wanted to know what God felt about it. And so we just sat and I listened, and God was like, outreach means get out of that box. Get out of that box. Outreach is not what we've been seeing, feeding, handing out bottles of water and feeding the poor. That's great, but we got to just, outreach is leaving ourselves, leaving us, walking with Him, and going to get the rest of the people. And, if we feed them, that's great, but if we show them how to get fed, and I mean spiritually, then they can sustain themselves. And I mean just the type of outreach that God has put upon our hearts at SORA is to, show them that God is real, that God still moves, God still works. And once their faith is restored, they can lean on Him, and they can see Him with their own eyes.
Okay, and by what methods would you do that?
As far as that goes, well, I know you've already spoken with my co-founder, Courtney Austin, and we've been praying in various areas and whatnot, but what we plan to do also is we're going to have several events. In the process of doing what is considered normal outreach, we plan to pray with people. We may even give prophetic words. We want to show them the signs and wonders that God has for them. We'll be praying for healing. This will take place on June 18th and 19th. We'll be at the Mobile Safety Park, and there'll be a sign up that says "Need Prayer." You'll see SORA signs. We'll also be giving out water, have oil, Bibles available, but more importantly that God will be there, and we expect Him to manifest there, and we expect the book of Acts to show up at Mobile Safety Park. So that's how our outreach is going to be a little bit different. And the whole principle of SORA is the intimate manifestation of God. Because if God shows up in your life and manifests for you personally, that's nothing anybody else can take away from you. That's nothing that you could ever forget because it happened to you.
Amen. Okay, when is that going to take place? At the park, at the Mobile Safety Park. When will that take place?
It's going to be June 18th from about 12 to 2.
Okay, and how is this being financed? How is SORA Ministries being financed?
SORA Ministries is being financed completely from the volunteers. Everybody who's a part of SORA is donating their own personal funds. Of course, we take donations. If anybody wants to donate anything, donuts, coffee, whatever you got, we will take it. But everything that we have has completely been provided by God. The volunteers have donated their funds. Other people have donated their services. Even some of the photography that was done as a gift, as a seed for God. So God has just really been paving the way. We haven't had to spend very much money, but what we did have, we sowed seeds into the ministry.
So what kind of obstacles has SORA come against so far?
You know what? Honestly, SORA has not experienced very many obstacles. Right now, our largest obstacles is trying to find people to be a part of the Creative Arts Night. I guess everybody is shy, but we won't bite. So come on down and be a part of this. God is going to be there, and I'm sure He'll bless you infinitely because of your time, because we do know that is a seed as well.
How has being a part of SORA changed you personally?
Being a part of SORA has changed me personally in the most important way is because I had to completely depend on God about SORA. SORA was something God gave me about a year ago, and I heard God, but I wasn't really sure about where SORA should go. And the more I said, well, you know what, Lord, if this is what you want to do, I need you to give me instruction. And God continually gave me instructions about it. You know, for SORA to be a ministry that just started a year ago, we're doing a conference. Who does that? You know, and not only that, he's opened doors. We've got a church, we've got dates, we've got speakers, and we've done this with less than $200. You know, so SORA has been God's baby more than it's been mine. And so to see God's heart in it, that has changed my life, that he is so, and not only that, that he actually would allow me to be the vessel to be a part of it. That's just like amazing to me.
Okay, speaking of the conference, when is it again?
The conference is going to be June 23rd through the 25th. We'll be there. Doors will open at 6 o'clock on that Thursday and that Friday. That's the 23rd and the 24th. Worship will start at 7. On that Saturday morning, the doors will open at 8 a.m. and worship will start at 9. We'll worship between 9 and 11. We expect to do an impartation called a fire tunnel. Immediately following the fire tunnel, we'll have workshops. And the workshops are going to be really, really interesting because it gets to show you a part of the supernatural or the spiritual side of what SORA is. You know, if you check out our website, we have several pages, and one of them is called Clean House, and the other is Sons of Samuel. And those are our inner healing and deliverance ministries and our prophetic ministry. And you'll get to get a taste of what those would be like if you attend those workshops. So if you want to come, I suggest you go ahead and sign up. There's a form on the website where you can sign up and go ahead and petition for that. Those workshops will be about an hour. Then we'll take a 5-hour break, and the doors will open again at 6, and then we'll start worship service at 7 again.
Okay, what's that web address?
The web address is www.soraministries.com.
And you're also on Facebook?
We're on Facebook, and you can email us at info@soraministries.com, soraministries@yahoo.com. We're all over the place. You can email me at Charline at soraministries.com. So we're everywhere.
Could they also use those websites or those email addresses if they want prayer?
Yeah, we do have a prayer line. That phone number is 251-518-6498.
Okay, give that to them again.
That prayer number is 251-518-6498. And we also have, you can email prayer@soraministries.com. You can go to the website, and you can also put in your prayer request there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So the conference. What would make this conference different from any other conference that they have in Mobile? They have a conference every week.
That's true. Well, this conference is different. It's because there's no prophetic, spiritual manifestation here. God is going to be here, and he's going to be on fire. He has delegated this conference to be exactly the way it is. Yeah, conferences are a dime a dozen, but I believe that this is God's heart coming to the earth. And we expect him to show up and show out. It's going to be spirit-led completely. That's part of our motto, you know, reaching his people, restoring his acts, living by his spirit. And so we believe that this conference is going to, you know, emanate that, and nobody will be the same when they leave.
I have a couple of more questions. You have relatively unknown people that will be speakers. You have no prophets, no apostles, no titles anyway. What would draw people to come to this conference?
What will draw people to this conference is that we're going to lift up Jesus Christ. And if we lift him up, then all men will be drawn unto him. These people may not walk with that title branded across their chest. That does not mean they don't have that office or to have those giftings. You know, in order for them to see Christ, in order for the people to see Christ, we take off our titles.
Okay. I thank you very much for speaking with me. Can you give them that address again and those dates for the conference?
The website address again is www.soraministries.com, and the conference is going to be June 23rd through the 25th. So we expect to see you there.
And what's the address for the for the church where the conference
Oh,
will
the
take place?
address for the church is going to be 259 Mohawk Street. It's at the West Side United Methodist Church. And right on the corner of Mohawk and Airport is near Foosackleys and Checkers on Airport. It's in that area.
Can they call you for directions?
Sure can. That same number, 251-518-9468.
Thank you very much.